In the year 722 BC, the city of Samaria fell to the Assyrian army, bringing to an end a 3-year siege and bringing to an end the northern kingdom of Israel. However, the conquest of Israel by Assyria was an event that was decades in the making. Hello, I'm Knight Jake, and welcome to Bible Wars. On this episode, we begin our series on the Assyrian conquest of the northern kingdom of Israel. Our story does not begin with King Shalmaneser IV, who conquered Assyria. Instead, our story goes all the way back to the reign of King Jehu of Israel. It is the reign of King Jehu that begins the interactions between Israel and Assyria. Jehu had been anointed king over Israel by the prophet Elisha in 2 Kings 9, fulfilling the command that God had given to Elijah in 1 Kings 19:16. Jehu killed King Jehoram of Israel, the son of Ahab, and also King Ahaziah of Judah, the grandson-in-law of Ahab. Jehu also directed the killing of the wicked Jezebel and the slaughter of Ahab's descendants. He also struck down all the prophets of Baal. However, Jehu did not remove the golden calves of Bethel and Dan. Instead, he continued to worship them and led the people of Israel into idol worship. For this reason, God punished Jehu, causing him to be constantly harassed by Hazazel, the king of Aram Damascus, known today as Syria, not to be confused with Assyria. Under the reign of King Jehu, Aram Damascus conquered all the Israelite lands east of the Jordan. Now, according to the Black Obelisk, a stone depicting the history of Assyria, King Jehu met with King Shalmaneser III to arrange a treaty. Jehu is shown kissing the ground, and the description describes Jehu giving Shalmaneser a tribute of silver. This tribute is dated around 841 BC. It is most likely that Jehu offered up a tribute to Shalmaneser so that Assyria would prevent Aram Damascus from conquering Israel. Based on the fact that King Hazazel continued to invade Israel during the reign of Jehu's son, Jehoahaz, it is most likely that none of Jehu's successors made the same agreement with Assyria. Jehoahaz got badly defeated, both by Hazazel and by his son, King Ben-Hadad, who preceded him. Jehoahaz sought the Lord's forgiveness, and the Lord gave them rest from Aram Damascus, promising to send Israel a deliverer. Jehoahaz's son, Jehoash, began to rule. Jehoash was a good king, and he received a prophecy from Elisha, this is in 2 Kings 13, that he would defeat the king of Aram Damascus 3 times in battle and push them back. Thus, during his life, Jehoash defeated Aram Damascus 3 times and won back all the lands that had been lost to Hazazel, including all the lands east of the Jordan. Jehoash was succeeded by his son King Jeroboam II of Israel. Jeroboam was the deliverer which God had promised to Jehoaz, Jeroboam's grandfather. Jeroboam restored the border of Israel from Lebo-Hamath to the Sea of Arabah. He even returned Damascus to the control of Israel. This had not been done since Israel had been split in two. According to 2 Kings 14:28, Jeroboam restored the land from Damascus and Hamath in the far north all the way to Judah. That is, he conquered and pushed into the land of Judah, down to the Sea of Arabah, that is, the Salt Sea. After Jeroboam II came his son, Zechariah, who reigned only 6 months before the throne was usurped by Shallum, the son of Japheth. With the death of Zechariah, Jehu's great-great-grandson, the prophecy of Elisha, "Your son shall sit on the throne of Israel to the 4th generation," came true. This also brought to an end about 102 years of Jehu's dynasty. Shallum reigned for 1 month before the throne was promptly usurped from him by Menahem, son of Gadi. It was during the reign of Menahem that Israel came into their first conflict with Assyria. Tiglath-Pileser III, also known as Pul, the great-great-grandson of King Shalmaneser III, made war on Israel. Menahem extracted silver from all the wealthy men of Israel and made it as a tribute to Tiglath-Pileser. Tiglath-Pileser accepted the tribute, and Israel was now a tribute state to the expanding Assyrian Empire. Following Menahem's death, he was succeeded by his son, Pekah, who reigned for only 2 years. Since Tiglath-Pileser did not attack Israel during his reign, it is possible that Pekah kept the tribute going. Pekah was eventually killed by his captain, Pekah, son of Remaliah, who usurped his throne. It was during the reign of Pekah that Tiglath-Pileser returned, and this time he meant business. Join us next time as we look at the first Assyrian conquest of Israel. Thank you for watching this episode of Bible Wars. If you enjoy the Bible Wars YouTube series or any of the other work done by the Order of Knight George, you can support us by going over to our Patreon page. I'll leave a link to our Patreon page in the description below. Goodbye and God bless.